Hello, this is Mesh from Downtime Distractions, bringing you a first look, a review of RaceCraft, and I'm joined with my amigo, Mung.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode.
Cool, yeah, so just we'll go over the basics for the first day. So, RaceCraft is done by Vivictus Games. Um,
Yeah, that's right. First time I've seen them. Never actually heard of the place.
yeah, they have done. I think they've done two other games. Another one was another race one, and I think that spawned this concept.
Ah, I see. And that's like a concept about like procedural tracks or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, at the moment, it I mean, procedural tracks works well for me. I've seen some people say it kind of fails a little bit, but when I played it, the procedural engine was working really well, and I've only done 70% of it too.
Yeah, from what I could tell, it's pretty neat. You kind of get like new tracks, new fresh tracks to run around in, and it seems to be pretty quick too. It doesn't seem to take a really long time, which is always a good thing.
Yeah. Um, Graphics, I don't know your thoughts on that, but my initially it's bland, but as I said, the graphics are 40%, so you're gonna get that because obviously you know how long it takes to do assets and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Since this is a whole tech demo thing, I don't think I could really say anything bad about the graphics. It's just it's basic. It's there. You see the track, you see the grass, you see the crowd stands and stuff like that. And
I do think the
hopefully,
um the car model is quite nice though. I think that almost looks like it's a finished part to me.
yeah,
The steering wheel and the hands, that all looks really good.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was very good, especially when you change the different views too. I really do like that perspective view where you see the just the steering wheel and the two hands there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you get the full view of the road, which is what I usually tend to go to.
Yep. The I guess we can't dwell on it too much, but because as they say, it's only graphics 40% done, engine 70%, physics 80%. But I wasn't that impressed with the sound. I mean, that could obviously get better, but I thought the
Yeah,
sound a
yeah,
little weak.
yeah. Again, it's like it's a tech demo, and
Yeah.
I guess they just put something in there to make it sound. But it is sound is a very important thing. I think it
Yep.
really does make or break a game. I feel.
Yep. But I think as a tech demo, um, it works. It works nicely. But I guess the question would be: is it going to, with the concept that they've produced and what they're working on, is it going to work for them?
Um, yeah, that's sort of where I guess I kind of have a little doubt about the game is that the concept for this procedural tracks is a great idea, but I just don't know if it would work for sort of where they're going, which is sort of like a Formula One simulation sort of thing.
Yeah, because as I think we both agree on, the Formula One fanatics that we know, half of the appeal of these games is playing the tracks that they see their idols racing on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think as those fanatic, F1 simulators, I don't think, procedural tracks doesn't mean much to them because they like the real life tracks. They like getting the times and speeds and potentially getting the same record times as the hero races. And so that's why I think that them going with the I don't know, maybe this is just a tech demo and they're just showing off one aspect of it, but if this is the tech demo and they're demonstrating that they're going for a Formula One kind of simulation thing, I just don't know if they'll do very well.
Yeah, I guess from what I've looked at, um, that I mean, I agree with you, but in saying that, I think there is a side to it though. If you were to say, if the competitive community was going in this game, and you could say, okay, these 8 people are going to have a race. You don't know what the track is. You can't practice, so you can't get an upper hand on that. You're all on the even playing ground. I think that may appeal to people.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that, and I think that's I agree with you, and I think that's where the fun aspect of it. It's in that case, it's no longer about beating track times. It's more about who I can outrace,
Yeah.
or understand the turns better.
And in the moment, you have to figure out, holy mother, there's a corner right in front of my face. It's not, oh, I know that this track goes this way, then this way.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
And
that
that's why,
there's skill
yeah.
gonna be. There's definitely a skill component there, which probably isn't touched by other games.
Yeah, that's true. And that's kind of why I thought, like, if they stepped aside from the Formula One aspect of it and made it just like a street car racing theme where it is unpredictable what track you're going to go on, and tracks could end up doing a U-turn straight away sort of thing, then I think it's more appealing, like a little bit more arcadey and a little less going towards the simulation. I think they might have a better chance that way.
Yeah, yeah, that would almost good idea if you could maybe even randomize so the car you get in the track, that would be pretty cool. So you got a dune buggy on an F1 track or something like that. Completely mix it up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine this game, but it was in the form of Mad Max, and you're racing these, heinous dune buggy things, and you can't predict where the track's gonna go, and basically it's whoever gets to the end gets the gasoline or whatever. Then I think you've got a very, very potentially good game there. But because they decided to do the tech demo with a Formula One kind of theme, and that feels like that's where they're going, it sort of begs the question, well, why would I pay money for this when I can buy something like the Formula One racing games, which is exactly the same, only no procedural tracks with better graphics, better, physics engine and everything.
Yeah, I guess if you look at that, so the procedural tracks is one part, but they've got a few other things too. So they've got, you can craft your own tracks. So if the community's big enough, they're going to make all these well-known tracks anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true, and yeah, it will definitely depend on the community for that aspect of it. And
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if you look into into games that has these sort of crafty things like Mario Maker, or these sort of like Meat Boy and things like that, which allow you to create these levels, people will tend to make these really insanely hard tracks for you to try to accomplish. So the community will probably, instead of making a well thought out track, they would probably make out these really, really wacky tracks where the idea is just to get through it. If you can't get through it, then that would be the challenge, more than say, I gotta beat this track at this kind of time because so and so has beat this track in in this particular time. Again, it goes back to my sort of feelings that if they made a more kind of fun, more like crazy racing theme and less realistic because of the procedural track thing, they have something better than what they're kind of showing at the moment.
Yeah, but I guess my point was also that I agree with that. That would be awesome. The community could make a whole bunch of crazy stuff, but the community could make all the well-known tracks as well, like all the ones that a normal racing game has. So if you're comparing it to a normal racing game, then you would have all the normal tracks the community has made, all the crazy tracks the community has made, and a procedural engine which can randomize it too. So if we're going to compare that, I think this game might have the upper hand. But then
Yeah,
it
that's
is
very.
definitely you know, it has to be a community-driven game. That's the only side of it.
That's correct. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it would all depend on the community, and I guess they have to look at what appeals to the
Yeah,
community. What do they actually want?
yeah, and that's I guess that's one of the tricky parts, isn't it? Is getting the community
Yes.
something like this. And then
Yeah.
got other things too. I don't fully understand it, but um, saying you can have it's multiplayer mode, and you can have people doing different roles. So you can have a car designer, a track engineer, mechanics driver, a mechanic, a driver, a manager, and I don't know how that's going to work at all. So if you have 4 or 5 people working as your team, is it is one person going to make a track, or are they saying they can all work at the same time? I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, that's an interesting part of the feature, isn't it? I guess that's something if they release a more detailed tech demo.
Yeah,
It'll be kind of funny though. I mean, like you racing away, and then I've got my mic on telling you, like a manager, you're going too fast.
yeah.
You need to slow down.
I mean, it could be you know if they have a career mode or something, and you have people that want to do that. It might actually be really cool. It might really fit that niche of people that love the industry so much. Because that's the thing. These guys, the Victus games, they seem to love the Formula One industry, and that's really why it's Formula One. I guess as we were saying, you know,
Yeah,
it could be so much more if they had different types of racing. But these guys are
right.
fanatics, so
So yeah, maybe they do, they understand these things and then they're really trying to work at it and yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, if they can, if the community jumps in, and if those multiplayer modes really do deliver something which isn't delivered by any other game, maybe it's got something. But then
Yeah.
that's the question, isn't it? Is it? Can it? Or is it just going to disappear into the Steam pile?
Yes, the Steam pile.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I know what you I mean, I'd be interested in playing it and if it was possible to land, I wouldn't mind being the tire guy and just running out in the pit stop going.
yeah. And then if you could like change your role into the manager, and then you could say, okay,
Yeah,
this guy's, you know, you got to watch this guy. He's coming up. It
exactly.
I mean, there's definitely something there. But as you
Yep.
say, is it going to deliver, and are people going to pick it up?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if anything, it may be something that, like bigger game companies might look into and go, hey, that's a good idea. We'll take that.
Yeah, well, they made the
Make
engine,
it better.
the procedural engine. It's called Camilla, and they made it all too. So
So, yeah.
maybe they'll this is their game to sell the engine onto other companies in the future.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We don't know what they're up to and what their plans are, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, those are the things. I mean, in terms of like the game itself, I had fun running around the tracks,
yeah,
and it was really cool how it indicated the gear that you should be at each turn, which is
yeah,
a good way to sort of pick up the track and how to take each corner. Um, I just think it would be very cool if there was a perpetual track where you keep going until you basically spin out onto the grass.
yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. I
But
mean, there would be no reason why they couldn't do that as well, if it's a procedural engine like they're saying it is. You know,
yeah,
I
exactly.
think
Yeah.
that's all possibilities. So maybe if we were to sum up, I think initially, my opinion is, I think it's a fun little arcadey game, but it's strange in its direction, but the potential is massive. It's just which
Yes,
way they go.
absolutely. Yeah, it is a matter of which way they go, and yeah, I thought it was a nice little game, and the controls worked well, and I mean, it's really hard to say at this stage, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
we've only got a little glimpse of it, and we don't know where it's heading. It'll be awesome to see a little bit more um, moving ahead, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably a good point to finish up on. Okay, so thanks for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, thank you again for listening and tuning in on us. We'll put a link at the bottom, and we'll see you next time.